That's actually.
You good? It's like we're live. Hey guys, Paul Glasgow here with Legally Armed America. I'm here with Caloy from Rock Island Armory and Armscore. We are in the Seekins Precision booth, and I want to thank those guys for giving us the space over here to do this. We're enjoying the live streaming and all that good stuff. And it's second day of SHOT Show, third if you count range day. And Caloy, you guys have some cool stuff. We've always been fans. Everybody out there that watches us knows.
Before he continues, I just want to say hi to everyone because he's really rude. He did introduce me, but he didn't let me say hi. So, hey everyone, hope you're all having a good day. We are here, we're all busy here, and like I said, this is one of those days that, you know, we're just so excited to be here at SHOT Show 2018, and we were looking forward to many, many more SHOT Shows that's coming up.
Caloy is an old friend. We've known Caloy for a long time, and we're so familiar with his products, and a lot of you guys are out there too because you've seen a lot of our videos. You know they're 1911s, and there's a lot of things that they're really good at making, but they're new at putting out and importing a new shotgun, and we've had the pleasure of running one of their shotguns, the VR60, but they have a ton more. The VR60 is just one in a whole lineup.
That's correct.
Caloy, tell us a little bit about some of the different ones that you have and what they may be intended for, some of the different sports.
Definitely. I mean, well, you know, we always make 1911s out in the Philippines. So what we wanted to do is we noticed that the Turkish shotguns are coming out very strong here in the market. So we didn't want to get left behind. They do make good products over there, so I'm not going to knock them. They're inexpensive and good quality stuff that come out of there. So what we try to do is we want to work it a bit different than what everyone else is doing. We're not just importing the shotgun. We actually work with one manufacturer, and we told that manufacturer we want to be exclusive to your product line because we like the way they do their stuff. That's one. Two, because they're exclusive, and you know us, we have the limited lifetime warranty on our guns. We told them we want that also. It took a while. We had to negotiate, but they finally agreed to give us that limited lifetime. So guess what? You got a limited lifetime on the shotguns too. And because of that, I know a lot of people would love that idea. We're going to put the Rock Island name on it. We're going to back it up 100%, just the same as our own pistols that we make. And that's a nice thing about those shotguns. Now, another thing about the shotguns, what's even great, is that because we're exclusive to the shotgun, we're bringing about container loads in here. We actually control the pricing. So we bring that price point down. We pass on that savings to you guys. And the reason is we want you, again, to go out there, shoot, enjoy, and not have to pull out your heavy wallet and throw in all your credit cards. We just want you to go out there, buy something that's good, fun, and it's good quality. That's one of the ideas. Now, as Paul was mentioning, the VR60 is one of our most popular one. It's an AR type shotgun, but we have other shotguns. We have the traditional single shotgun, which is a 12 gauge. In about summertime, we're going to come out with a 410 and a 20 gauge. We got our MR25-100, which is a spring action, pump action chrome finish shotgun. It comes in with two barrels, one at 18 and one at 28 choked. And it also comes with a pistol grip. So it's a pretty nice little feature, and it's going to be an inexpensive thing. I think that's MSRP around $350 or something like that.
Wow.
So very, very inexpensive. We have our basic pump action shotgun, matte black finish. That'll come out about maybe, I would say about $189, somewhere around there. So $189 to $200. So it's again, we're moving products that are not going to break the bank. And the idea is go out, have fun. We'll back it up. As long as you're there to support us, we'll make sure that we give you good quality products.
So you've got affordable products, but you're still backing in with the lifetime warranty, limited lifetime warranty. To me, that's big because a lot of your imported guns like that don't usually come with that.
Right.
And you're usually not going to find that. I was impressed when you guys stamped that Rock Island on that VR60, and with it came that limited lifetime warranty. That's huge.
Right.
You know, usually people expect that on a higher end product, but whenever you're spending what I consider to be something a little bit more affordable, spending that kind of money on something, you don't always expect that.
Correct.
And to me, that's something that you guys are delivering on, and what that tells me is you're confident in the product. You don't want to warranty that product. I mean, honestly, you don't want to have to do anything to it.
Right.
Your goal is that you're putting a good enough product out there where you never see it again.
That's the idea. But like everything else, it's mechanical.
Yeah.
So mechanical things can go wrong at times, but don't worry, guess what? We will back it up. We will support it. If we can't resolve it, we'll replace it. The same thing goes with the Turkish shotgun. That's what we do with our firearms and our pistols, and we'll do the same thing with the shotgun.
Interesting. 22 Magnum. That's something that I'm hearing a lot about from gun stores. They're asking me, hey, ask them what's up with that 22 Magnum.
Right.
What's the deal?
22 Magnum. As you all know, we've been presenting this concept gun for the last 3 years. It took us a while, and I do apologize. We should have gotten this out about 2 years ago. We had some issues with the magazine because it's a proprietary magazine, but we finally got it on a 1911 platform, 22 mag pistol with a 14-round magazine. It's a fun thing to shoot. Goes at 1,700 feet per second. It is starting to sell already. We started to roll it out last December. So guess what? Tell your dealers, I need one of those guns because it is a fun gun. Look up the Guns and Ammo magazine of December issue. They put us in the front cover. We are definitely really going strong with this thing, and people have been waiting for a long time. So we're very happy that it's back in action, that it's finally in action, sorry, and it's rolling out in the stores.
I mean, I'm excited about it. It's a cool gun, something that we're definitely want to get our hands on for sure, and we'll run some tests on it. Let me ask you this, Armscore Ammo, are you guys be providing a 22 mag to go with that gun?
Yes, correct. I mean, the 22 Magnum, we make the ammunition. You know, we're full line ammunition, so definitely have your stores make sure they have that there available. It's we got the ammo, we got the guns, we got everything that will work out for you guys.
That's good. That's good. I mean, that's the cool thing about Armscores is all I shoot, especially handgun ammo, is Armscore ammo. But it's so consistent. And if there's any way that we can get the consistency, if we can get Caloy to shut his phone up first, that's going to be. But it's cool. I love the Armscore ammo. I love the consistency of it. I love the fact that I'm not having to run this stuff to see if it works good. It works good all the time. So I'm excited to use the 22 mag ammo from Armscore because again, those guys make it's just good. It's good ammo. I mean, I'm not saying that because you're standing right here. You can go look at videos from a year or two ago, and that's what we shoot. So
and then Paul knows this. He's had our product line for a while now. He's done both firearms and ammunition. I mean, he would not invite me here. No, he would not invite me here.
Not if it was junk. No,
if it was junk. He knows that, and we back it up. We're family members. We're I don't know if you told them that I'm one of the family members. I'm third generation. Our grandfathers started in '41. Our fathers took over in the '70s and '80s, and now it's the cousins, right? The cousins, and I'm the cousin for U.S. sale. I got a cousin for international sale. I got a cousin for media. I got a cousin for marketing. I got a cousin in charge of the whole thing. So guess what? If you got a problem, I'll find you a cousin to help you out. Okay? So trust me on that part. The best one also is the only cousin I don't have is my CFO.
Okay.
And that's a good thing.
Okay.
Puts the brakes on us.
But you know what? I've got to build on that a little bit. One of the things that I've gotten to know these guys pretty good, and I got to tell you, being around a family-owned business, a family-run business is important because one of the things I noticed is that the other employees who aren't family, they're treated and they act like family also. You know, when you get that whole concept of the whole entire team feeling like family and feeling like they're pulling in the same direction for a company and they're kind of emotionally invested in it, that's important to me, and I see that in this company. So I can tell you another thing that I've got feedback from a lot of people online concerning your products is that they like the fact that whenever they have a problem with a gun, because like you said, it's mechanical, there's going to be issues out there.
There's going to be issues.
When they call, they talk to a person. It's not a voicemail. It's not some kind of automated system or anything like that. And usually they're talking to a gunsmith. That means a lot. That means a lot whenever people can reach out and talk to that person who's going to, and really prep them on, hey, this is the issue that I'm having, because sometimes your issue may not be quite that big. Correct. And I know I've talked to Sean, one of your gunsmiths, and those guys are really interactive, and I like that. I like that about you guys, very hands-on. We're
very hands-on. I mean, we don't, our company, no offense to any of the companies that have reps, we actually go out and do the shows. We feel that by going out and doing the shows, whether it's a trade show, distributor show, buyer show, NRA, SHOT Show, we're always there in the front line. And the reason is because we need to start talking to people, whether it's consumer, dealer, distributor, it doesn't matter. If we're not out there talking, we're not getting that feedback straight from the horse's mouth. The idea is just, let's listen, let's see what we can do to help improve. And that's what we're constantly doing, improve, improve, improve. Because you know what? I want to be like Beretta family. I want to be that, I don't know how many generations they got already. 300 generations, I don't know what it is, but we're third. I want to keep on going, okay? So I want to put a legacy here. I want to make sure that next generation gets it, and then the next generation after gets it also. So we just want to keep on going. We're going to be here for a long time.
Well, excited to see it. What's the booth number for Rock Island this year?
Booth number is 16955. So if you're here in that show, come by the booth. We're in the corner, all the way to the right side. Okay, and you can find us over there. And if you want to come talk to any of us, we're all there to talk. Yeah, I mean, go ask for Caloy. Caloy's there. He can answer any questions about the product line or anything like that. But that's another thing about all their employees. They're all pretty much, they're all up to speed on the product. So Correct. Very interesting. Go talk to them. Go check them out. I'm excited to get some of the more of their products and run them on our show and show you guys. So, Caloy, thanks for joining us. You're welcome, Paul. Thank you for inviting. Absolutely. Okay. Have a good day, everyone. Hey, thanks, man.
Kill your mic real quick.
No, fuck, that's mine, dude. Ooh, I realized.
Kill your mic. Thank you, man.
All right, you're welcome,
Now
bro.
I'm giving you a hug.
Oh, now you're giving me
Yeah.
a hug, huh?
Thank you, dude.
You're welcome. Thanks, man. Was it okay?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess tomorrow the same time.
Yeah, 6:30.
Okay. Okay.
Tell Laura.
I will, if that's okay with you, I'm gonna check in with her and see if she minds.
I will.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, I already put it in.
Okay.
So just let me know if she's not gonna make it next time.
Thank you, Caloy. I appreciate it, man. See you tomorrow.
Not shy anymore cameras. Guys, hey, where's Blake Tech? Are they still in the same spot?
Who's that?
Blake Tech?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so. All right, man. Thank you. You see, Kris? That would be our next one. Kill my mic. Guys, we're going to take a quick little break, but we're going to leave the stream live, but I'm going to kill my mic, and we will be right back. It's live now, so we're going to go ahead and sit down. Sure. Get rolling. Let's see, Billy. All right, guys, we are back. We've got Billy here with PTR. This is a really cool company. If you guys aren't familiar with them yet, I'm a big fan of some of the older firearms, some of the 50s, 60s firearms. I'm a real big fan of Cold War rifles. As you know, we're running that series right now. They have a really cool Cold War rifle right here, a G3. This is a model that they currently make. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, the G3s are kind of like, tell them a little bit about the history of the G3.
Sure. So it works on a delayed blowback system, which at the time when it was launched kind of came all the way back from like the Sturm River, like 44. So the Mauser design, and then the Spanish took it over, and then the Argentinians and the Germans. So the lineage of this gun, like you were referring to, goes all the way back to that. But the platform itself is timeless. There's not a lot of moving parts. Very accurate, easy to use. It was easy to break down in the field, and this style, what we call RGIR, but based off the HK91, was really going to be the end all for the Germans in World War II, but it ended quicker than they planned.
Right, right. Yeah, and this one right here, to be honest with you, is extremely robust and a very durable rifle. That's one of the biggest compliments of the rifle, is that you can beat it up and it still works. I mean, it's a very robust rifle.
A lot of good things about it. Some of the key features that I like is, number one, it takes the original HK style box mags. They're super easy to find and very inexpensive. I mean, I've seen these as low as $3 to $4 sometimes.
Oh,
It'll
wow.
use the steel ones and along with the aluminum ones. We always provide them with the aluminum ones. This, for the GI model, we actually include the original G3 furniture. So the stock, the handguard, and the lower The lower we refurbished and modified. It's SEF, but E and F both work on semi-auto. But really great gun. We even used the HK style tapered barrel on here. But we did some modern improvements where we added a welded rail on this model, 5/8 by 24 threading. Just really kind of gave you a little bit of the new and the old, so you can kind of modify your weapon.
Now, for those of you who don't know, this is such a popular rifle. I want to say it's right behind the FAL as far as popularity in the world and where it's been used in different countries.
Gosh, yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like there's a couple of dozen of them out there. There are millions of these guns out there.
Oh yeah, even our main gunsmith, he's originally South African Argentinian.
Really?
And I wouldn't trust anybody with these weapons like I trust him, and he knows them back to front. Every country he's been in, he ended up working with the same gun.
Right. Well, and this is one you guys currently already sell. You've got a new product. Let me take this off your hands.
Yes,
They've got
I do.
A new product, and this is something I'm really excited about.
So PTR's honestly really excited. It was really hard for me to hold in the secret, but PCR is just launching a roller lock or delayed blowback 9mm version. We call it our PTR 9C. We also have the 9CT, which this is. The only two differences between them is one's a threaded barrel and the other one is not. I brought the threaded version with us. Price point would be exactly the same. MSRP on these are going to be about $18.99. So features threaded barrel, has a 3-lug for a lot of those older German style accessories that were out there. Some modernized features. PTR added an M-lock handguard.
That's nice.
So we
that is nice. This is a cool feature. One of the coolest things about the gun.
I was really pumped to see it, and then we added a nice little fancy laser engraving on there because we used to not really brand our item. I'll kind of put it a little closer. So some people might have misconstrued it from the grandfather companies that we adapted that from, but we want to make sure people know that this is an American-made rifle right in South Carolina. We make all the parts in-house, lifetime warranty. It's going to include a lot of nice stuff, really, really rugged case, 2 magazines, a sling, sight tool. I just really tried to think of what I would wanted when I went to buy this weapon. I figured the extra magazines, the M-lock handguard, the ability to pick up the SB style brace, the welded steel Picatinny rail again, because we know the fast release optics nowadays are what's popular.
That's right.
We still have these traditional iron sights, so I think you get the best of both worlds with the 9C.
And the rail on this thing is a little bit different than some of the ones that I've seen on some of the other MP5s out there. This one here, I like the stability of it. It doesn't feel like it's going to rock all over the place with that stamped steel on top of it.
Yeah, it ain't moving nowhere at all.
I like that. I mean, that's going to give you the option of putting that optic on there without losing confidence in it. I like that.
Exactly. I used like a real traditional red dot on there, and honestly, I was able to transition from targets very quickly, and it worked great.
Well, the magic question everybody's asking, if they're probably not already on there asking, what's the price?
MSRP $18.99, and it'll be available next month, so there's no delay. We're already in the process of manufacturing them right now.
So it is going to be a little bit more affordable than some of the higher priced ones out there.
Correct.
But at the same time, this is a quality weapon. When you hold this is not something that, when you grab hold of one of these, you can feel the quality in it. And I know that sounds kind of a cliche, but you really can. I mean, anybody that's familiar with the firearm market in any kind of way, it doesn't take you long to grab an MP5 and tell which ones are kind of not that great and the ones that are well made.
And I never install another product, but I do agree with that. And I thought that was important because what PTR has been doing in these delayed blowback system, we had to keep carrying on that quality. And that's something that we really knock home. It's like, I can't, I want to be able to give that slap. You want to hear that the carrier locking in and knowing that the gun is going to work well. I mean, I was trying different grained ammos, cheap to match. I was trying to make the rifle manage the misfunction. I couldn't get it to go.
Very nice. Well, where can people find this? You got it in all the stores? Go to the website? Tell us about that.
Sure. I mean, we work with all major distribution networks all nationwide, so you have that option to go to any of your local dealers and order a PTR 9C very easily, or any of our classic line. Those are still readily available. Other partners we have, classicfirearms.com, atlanticfirearms.com. Those are some of our online distributors and tons of local people, and we've always had a really great following. I don't think it'll be hard to find at all. And honestly, the reception we've got so far since we launched it at SHOT has been unbelievable. I haven't had one free minute, and it's awesome feeling.
Well, we can't wait to get our hands on one. I will say this, that John and you guys just sent us one of these down, that we're going to kind of wrap up our Cold War series with the G3. It was literally our next rifle in line.
Yeah, we were really excited to see that. He pulled up the sight for me, and I was like, no, we'll get it right over.
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, the timing couldn't have been any better. I was like, are you kidding me? It's like, John, I have an older G3. I was like, can you get me one of yours quick? So by the time it's there, actually, I'm over here at SHOT Show.
Yeah,
It's back at home.
I was going to let you know. I was like, I already know it arrived.
Oh yeah, well she sent me, the gun shop sent me a picture and I was like, oh yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get back home, and I do want to get my hands on one of these at some point too. I have a couple of MP5s also, and I'm excited. I can see the quality build in this, and I'm looking forward to actually comparing it to my other rifles and or pistols and getting a chance to utilize it.
It'll be my pleasure to get you one, you know that.
Sounds good. Billy, anything else you want to add that you guys are doing over at PTR here at SHOT Show?
The one thing I want to do is we revamped our whole website, but we changed the web address. It's ptr-us.com. Please check it out. Sign up for the newsletter when we do product launches. It's all more in depth now. You can zoom in on the weapons. They have all the spec sheets underneath correlating. And we're on all the obvious sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at PTR Industries. So if you get a minute, check us out, send us a message, email, anything you want. We always get back to all our customers, and we just want to let you know we really appreciate you guys.
Sounds good. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate your time.
You got it, brother.
You kill your mic.
Case that later on in my house, and at 100 yards with iron sights, it's doing a 1.5 inch group. And this is even this is our entry level.
Very nice, man.
Our super sniper, I was doing like 3/4 inches
Good.
away easily.
Sweet.
With, traditional quantity. Not even match or anything. So there's a lot of options, and I really appreciate the exposure. So.
Yeah, not a problem, Billy. Hey, don't forget is that your case right there?
Sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, do you want me to leave this in here, or do you want to grab it?
Oh, you can bring it out.
All right.
Yeah, you're good. We'll hold on to that and we'll get
Awesome,
rolling right
man.
now. Oh. Is mic on, Chad? Still good? Ready? Hey guys, I'm here with Mike from Blown Deadline. And Mike, I'm gonna let you hold your own weapon because it's such a beautiful thing. I don't want to mess it up. Mike, I got to know Mike through social media. Blown Deadline is really active online, especially on Instagram. And I've had an eye on his products for some time now. I want to talk a little bit about how you got to where you are in the Cerakote business and the finish business, and not just finishing something. This is an art form to me, and I want to talk to you a little bit about how you've developed the Boba Fett stuff. To me, is your stuff. Anything that I see, I pretty much know it's yours. So I want to talk about that.
All right. Well, I've always been a Star Wars fan for one. So, and then I started Googling when we started painting Boba Fett. Everybody does Stormtroopers. Everybody does, white. And if they paint it white, it's a Stormtrooper.
Right.
Well, it's not. So I found a photo of a Boba Fett Glock, and it was horrible. I don't know who did it. This was years ago. And I said, we can do better. So I got with a buddy, Damon from SSVI, and he does the framework. And this is like his signature cut, done by DP Customs. So I got in with DP Customs, Leo Armory, and Leo does laser work, and we just started painting it. And then now everybody wants a Boba Fett Glock, or Tavor, or Hudson, or whatever, and we can do that.
Looking at, and you're educating me, because I didn't realize that the slide and everything like that you guys had a hand in all that, or at least somebody was working with you on that. That to me makes it even more unique. But what I like, I'm gonna tell you what I really like about your weapons. The fact that you give it an age-worn look, and it looks aged and worn. There's nothing worse than somebody trying to do that.
Realistically,
That's
there's certain areas on a firearm that we'll never wear.
Right.
So we try to emulate real wear. It's still fake.
Yeah.
But we try to do it the best we can. And there's a lot of people doing it, so we still have to be a little different.
No, it's an art form. It truly is. Like you said, it's easy to grab a pistol if you don't mind to grab it and hit the edges of it with sandpaper or whatever you're trying to knock it off with. That's easy, man. I mean, that's production work. But like I said, you do it in areas that look like, okay, that's where my gun wears.
Right.
And that's interesting to me. I want you guys to see this if you can. Look at the detail on that. That's what I'm talking about. The detail of how they wear it in areas that you expect wear to be on your own personal firearm. So, I mean, just tons of different, beautiful wear on that thing. Yeah, Mike, you guys do great work. Now, I've actually seen some of the pictures, I guess it's of your facility, where you guys have handguards just lined up, drying. I mean, you guys do, it's not like little jobs here and there. You guys are really a production.
We're starting to do more production. It started with the boutique type stuff, one-off customs, and we'll never get away from that.
Right.
That's what we're known for, so we don't want to get away from it.
Right.
But we would like to start getting more into the OEM stuff, where we're getting plenty of thousands of rifles a month or whatever, because we can handle capacity. But I mean, this stuff we love.
Okay.
This is how we started. And as far as this goes, we don't do machine work, we don't do laser, we don't stipple, we don't build custom guns, we paint.
You know what you're good at.
And I would rather be really good at painting or doing one thing than mediocre at
I can't argue
5 or
with
6
I
things.
cannot argue with that. And you're saying something that some people out there do, and they don't do any of it really good. They do a halfway job of all of it.
And that's okay for some people.
Yeah.
But we like to try to be the best. You know?
Well, I know I've reached out to you through social media. It's like you always talk to people, and sometimes you never really connect. But I can tell you, I've often looked at what do I want you guys to do something with, and I'm going to tell you, I think I figured the gun out that I want you guys to do something with. And I'll tell you why. It's a DP12.
Okay.
And I made the mistake of buying this thing in their tan color. It looks yellow. It
Pseudo
is
FDE.
god awful, ugly. It is one of the ugliest things that I have. I haven't even shot it yet. It's just so, I'm embarrassed to bring it to the range.
Right.
So I want to send it to you guys and have you do whatever. I don't even care what you do to it.
Well, see, and that's the thing. We always tell people, people say, what color is the best to get? I always say the cheapest.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to paint it, it doesn't
that's
matter.
true.
The Cerakote will cover it anyways.
Now, if somebody's going to send something to you, I'm just curious because I've had people ask me that I've had work done for. Is there any product you don't want that person to have used, whether lubricant, finish, or anything like that you have trouble with?
We completely strip everything there.
Okay.
A lot of times hydro dipping is a little hard. It's messy, but we can strip it.
I got
Just
you.
like anything else. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
You know.
Very cool. Well, I tell you what, some of the stuff that I've seen, if you guys, what is it, I guess at Blown Deadline on Instagram, correct?
Right.
Definitely go check his workout, follow him. I'm going to tell you this, it'll blow you away. It'll blow you away the fact that a person can figure this out and do these designs on these weapons and just come up all with it from up here and apply that on the weapon. That's impressive to me. I don't have that ability. I don't have that skill.
Listen, and that's just it. I'm not a gun guy. I have a lot of guns. I have a lot of cool guns, but I'm not a gun guy.
Okay.
I'm an artist, so
Okay.
I figured you can have whatever you want, and that's what we shoot for.
Last question
Whatever
I have for
somebody
you. What is some of the craziest stuff that you've done Cerakote finishes on?
We've done laptops,
Oh, wow.
which is kind of crazy. I just had an email from a gentleman who wants, they're donating prosthetics. So we're going to do some prosthetics.
Okay.
Which I think would be amazing.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I would love to paint something like that for somebody.
That is
you know?
cool, man.
He did ask me how much, and I said an arm and a leg. And that was just a play. I had no choice.
Yeah.
It was cheesy, but
He got it. I'm
it
sure
was
he got
perfect,
it.
you know?
Yeah.
I told him we'd do it for free.
So what was the design that you put on it? Just out of curiosity?
No, we haven't done it yet.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm hoping he wants something like cyborg or something.
Oh,
that would
yeah,
be
that
really
would be
cool.
awesome,
you
man.
know?
Yeah,
or
keep-
even multicam, I don't care, or whatever.
Yeah, but the cyborg thing, that would look cool.
It would. It's something different.
Keep
you
us
know?
in the loop on that. Tag us
I will, for
on
sure.
Instagram. I'd love to see the finished product when you guys do that. And
Awesome.
tag us anytime. We like to see your work. I mean, I'll
For
scroll
sure.
through and look at your work every now and then.
When you're ready, send us something. We'll get it taken
I'll
care of.
definitely do it.
Awesome, man.
Mike, I appreciate your time, man.
I appreciate it.
Take
Thanks.
care. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll definitely be in touch with you very, very soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
It wasn't so bad.
Hey guys, want to let you guys know real quick, we're waiting on Phil Labonte from All That Remains, metal band out there, and he'll be here in just a moment, and we'll get things rolling again. We apologize for the delay, but things never work right when you have 15-minute increments of interviews. So that's why we're going to be a little bit behind right now, because we're kind of running ahead of schedule on all of our other streams that we did, all the other guests that we had. So Phil is technically, he's not late, just so you guys know. He's actually about 10 minutes early if we started now. So our stream is running a whole lot quicker than what we thought it would. So if you guys have any questions, certainly comment in the comment section, and Chad will we will try to relay those from Chad to Phil when Phil gets on here, and we'll be talking with him here shortly. Just want to let you guys know that we were not forgetting about you, and I do apologize for the delay. But again, it's not that he's late, it's that we're early, so much, so to speak. So we'll see you guys shortly.
Hold it or...
Yep, sure. I'm familiar with these things.
Yeah.
I've had a mic on once or twice.
All right, I went ahead and prefaced everything and told everybody to start putting their questions. So if you got any questions for them, interrupt us and just let us know.
Oh yeah, live stream.
Yep.
I talked about it, actually here, let me go ahead and promo it on my Twitter and stuff.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
So what's the link that I should put up?
Where do you want him to go for the stream? Folks that follow him, where do you want him to go?
If he hits the Legally on America page, there's a link.
Okay. If they go to legallyonamerica.com,
www.
Take him to YouTube.
legallyonamerica.com. they've got a placeholder out there. They'll take them straight to the video. The wonders of social media. We are actually live right now watching Phil Labonte of All That Remains
Sweet.
send out messages to his followers where to catch this live stream at in case they're not already watching.
And it's in the internet.
Cool.
There we go.
It's out there.
So,
Yeah, guys, Paul Glasgow again. We are back with you with Phil Labonte of All That Remains. If you guys don't know who Phil is, we certainly do. He's lead singer of a metal band that I'm a big fan of. Been a fan of you guys since probably, actually I wrote it down because I didn't remember, 2008.
yeah.
And saw you guys actually one time with Five Finger Death Punch and maybe Hatebreed
Yep.
at the House of Blues in
Yep, that was
Houston.
on the American Capitalist tour. The
It
Five
was,
Finger was doing
it
that
was.
tour, yeah.
And I hate that I didn't get to meet any of you guys back then. We actually hung out with Jason and Zoltan after the show, and didn't get to meet you guys. So
Nah,
I finally
yeah.
get to meet you, man. So
Awesome, man.
Big fan of your band, the music. Always like the energy you guys have. Hey, what brings you to SHOT Show?
Guns,
Yeah.
you know, SHOT
What
Show.
else?
I'm in the gun business. Me and a partner I'm an investor in a guy's shop in New Hampshire called Highlander Arms, www.highlanderarms.com. And yeah, so we come to see, you know, what's new, what's going on, what the new products and the new hot things are going to be this year. And obviously we're here doing the whole meet and greet kind of thing.
Right.
I've got doing this, obviously. I did the Drinking Brothers podcast yesterday. I'm going to do a podcast with Skill Set tonight, or a little bit later on today. So yeah, I mean, just kind of being present in the industry and seeing what we can expect people to be asking for in the coming year.
What have you seen so far that you're excited about? I know a lot of people are asked that, and they're like, it's kind of a loaded question. But what are you looking at?
To be honest with you, I haven't made it to the floor. This is the first time that I've made it to the floor today, or so far. And I've been here since Saturday, but you know, I mean, I get up in the morning and I get to the gym, and then there's things going on and stuff. So just actually getting out here and walking around, I haven't had a chance to do that. I'm going to do that tomorrow, and then make sure that I get a chance to really look around. But my partner was here looking for stuff, so he's kind of the guy that he's definitely more active with the store.
I got you.
I'm a little more active with trying to promote the store and kind of, you know, being the guy from the band that likes guns, you know?
No, and that's cool. And one thing you mentioned on hitting the gym, I didn't have it in my notes, but big fitness guy. Yeah, I know you take care of yourself. You hit the gym a lot. I know that's a challenge in today's world because there's so much going on. I mean, it's not like you don't have anything else better to do, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But you still do it. I mean, that's to me the diet side of it. I know you probably take care of yourself and that, and it's hard. It's tempting because there's so much junk out there.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm lucky that I don't really have much of a sweet tooth.
Okay.
You know,
Good,
so
good.
I'm not the guy that's looking for, you know, cake or
that helps.
cookies and
That
it
helps.
does, you know, because it's carbs on top of carbs, man. It's sugar, and I do get enough sugar when I'm drinking like Red Bull and stuff like that, but for the most part, like, my diet is pretty clean. If I have the option of eating something that's clean as opposed to eating garbage, 9 times out of 10 I'll decide to have the clean thing. That doesn't mean that I'm always eating well. I mean, a lot of times I don't have the option. A lot of times it's like, look, this is all that you've got to eat. We're at a festival and whatever's catering is catering. That's it. Or you know, we're in a small town and everything closes at early or whatever. So it's a balance, just like anything else. But I stay active, make sure that I'm going to the gym consistently. Find places to go to the gym when I'm on tour and on the road, because if you keep that kind of commitment, over time it pays the bills. So
yeah, I'm curious. Do you have guys, bandmates or other bands that you guys tour with that go to the gym with you, or are you the only guy that does it?
Yeah, one of our guys is a loner when it comes to going to the gym. Mike, he goes to the gym all the time, but he won't go with anyone else because he doesn't like waiting on people. He doesn't like waiting for his sets, and he's just I'm gonna go do my thing. You guys go do your thing.
Works at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
No, he'll go at normal human being times.
Right.
He just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to wait around for us, because there is another guy in the band that goes to the gym. Our bass player Aaron. I love you, Aaron. But he has a process for just about everything that he has to do.
Okay.
So it takes him a little while to get ready, and so, you know, I'm a little more patient. than Mike is, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Is a
that's
nice
cool.
way to say it.
Yeah, that's really candy coated because I can read the pointed lines really well.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm dogging anyone out, but the
no.
truth of the matter is, Aaron has a process, and
Right. Yeah. Good luck with that, Aaron. It sounds like you're working on it. A couple of things I want to talk to you about. I talked to you offset about a second ago about it, and it's always kind of perplexed me because I know some other guys in the industry that are, in metal music. I'm a big metal fan, so I follow all these guys, and I've had the fortune of being able to meet a lot of these guys that I admire. And I know you guys work your butts off on the road, but anytime I'm around, when I go to a lot of these shows, a metal show or whatever, it's an extremely left crowd. And I'm not trying to make this a political thing, but I know that you're a very conservative guy, a pro-gun guy, obviously.
yeah.
And I know there's got to be a weirdness.
Well, it is, but I'm a little politically. I'm a little weird. Ideologically, I'm extremely anti-government, anti-state.
Right.
So there are people that would hear some of the things that I, would be thumbs up about and be like, well, he's an anarcho-capitalist. So that's an ideology, and that's something that's kind of more of a utopian kind of ideology. So the closest realistic, I guess, political philosophy that I could declare myself as a libertarian. As small government as you possibly can get away with.
Yep.
Only government for what you absolutely need government for.
Yep.
Everything else can be handled privately. I don't know that I'm one of those guys that thinks there should be a private police force inside the U.S. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Right.
But there are, in my opinion, a few strong arguments for it. But the basics of society is all government needs to do. They need to protect borders, give us courts for redress of grievance, protect private property laws. Everything else people can handle on their own without some kind of bureaucracy, and they'll do it cheaper, and they'll do it, and they'll have incentive to improve if it's not working well.
Right.
Right now, there's no incentive for the government to improve. There's only incentive for government to spend more money or spend all of their budget, because if they don't spend all of their budget, the next year their budget will be less. They'll have less money to so it's constantly growing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's anything that shrinks the government, anything that nothing shrinks the government ever, but anything that slows down the growth of government,
right.
I'm going to be thumbs up about, because
right.
overall I think that's a better thing for the U.S.
No, I agree, and it's kind of on that same point. I'm always perplexed by the people who are caught in that nasty cycle of voting for the same people who say that they're trying to help them, and then they're keeping them in this little dirtbag society, and they're never doing anything to help these people. They never bring them up. You can look at the history of some of these towns and these cities that are being run by these far left groups.
And they've been run by Democrats for decades and decades, and the agenda of the left has gone further and further left. There's no more blue dog Democrats.
Right.
There's no more conservative Democrats from the heartland that are like, you know what, we're not sweating the Second Amendment, but we think that union rights are important, and these kind of laws and blah, 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 which, in the 80s, that made you a Democrat.
It did.
And nowadays, that's not nearly enough. Now you have to be fully invested in a progressive agenda that, may well not have much significant effect on the vast majority of your constituents, but you still have to talk the talk and pay lip service to the politically correct crowd, what the DNC thinks, and it's it's harder to find places where the left and the right can actually come together.
Right. Right. And look, let's face it, you and I both probably can agree on this. The left and the right are kind of in bed together on a whole lot of what goes on.
When it comes to power, when it
right.
comes to the authority of government,
That's right.
when a society says, all right, we're going to give one organization a monopoly on force and a monopoly on the use of violence, then that organization becomes extremely tempting to get your fingers into to access some of that power.
I've never seen a candidate run on taking power away from the politicians in Washington, D.C.
I got an anecdote that I got to say right here. So like IBM, forever, for a significant portion, or maybe it was Microsoft, either way, for a significant portion of their existence up to a certain point, they never had lobbyists or anything like that. And then the government decided to go ahead and do the investigation to find out if they're a monopoly. They didn't have any defense lawyers. They didn't have any lobbyists. They had no one that was influencing government on their own behalf. So after the hearings or whatever, the trial, find out that Microsoft is not a monopoly, then they went and hired more lawyers than anyone else. They hired more lobbyists in Washington than anyone else. And the only reason they did is because the government decided that they wanted to find out what was going on with Microsoft. It wasn't because Microsoft did anything except for produce a product that was great. So it's an incentive for companies to lobby the government, because if we're not, if you're not in there, if you don't know people in Washington, if you don't have someone, at your back in Washington, or that has your back in Washington, the government might decide that they want to pay attention to you. And the last thing that most people want is for the government to pay any attention to them at all. I want them to ignore me as much as they possibly will.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So.
Well, and talking about what we touched on earlier, could you have had this conversation amongst some of the circles that you travel in when you got me? Again, being pro-gun and having somewhat libertarian/conservative views. How hard is that to have these same conversations with some people on the road?
Well, it sometimes it can be. It depends on how you deliver it, because when you're talking to someone that tends to have a left-leaning opinion, a lot of times they're wrapped up in what sounds like the right thing, and I usually just talk about how the government telling you how to live isn't good, and the first thing that they create in their own mind is, oh well, he's probably pro-choice, so they come up with an idea of the things that I'm concerned about the government sticking their hand in, and I probably would agree with them. I would probably say, yeah, the government shouldn't be involved in who's getting married, and yeah, the government shouldn't be involved in your health care, and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't mean, just because I agree on those things, doesn't mean that they're going to agree with the things that I think the government shouldn't have their hand in, right? Like whether or not you can own a machine gun. People find out that I don't want the government regulating that. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
I'll get out, dude. I'm like 3 hours late. I'm sorry. I had you because I love you.
I love you, man. Good to see you, buddy.
You too. You're awesome.
I'm sure you look good. This is a nice camera they got here.
They can make me look good.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good,
all
Kris.
right.
Thank you. Let's talk about the band. What you guys got coming up? Obviously, as a fan, I'm interested.
Sure.
But I know people out there are interested too. What's going on?
Well, this year is our 20th anniversary as a band. So
2018 is?
Yeah, 2018. All that remains. It was me starting to write some riffs in 1998, just riffing away, because I was singing for another band and I just wanted to play guitar.
Yeah.
The band I was in had 2 killer guitar players that could come up with tons of riffs, and so I was like, I got a couple riffs, but everything's already written by the time I show up, and they're just like, do the vocals, and I'm like, okay, so I guess I'll just start another band and play guitar, and then it became All That Remains. So 20 years. So we'll be doing some kind of touring because of the 20-year anniversary.
Okay.
We will have some kind of music out there.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's going to be re-releases or new music or a mix of both or whatever, but we're talking about a lot of things. It's still, it's January, so there's a lot of things that we're getting in motion and preparing for right now, but as of right now, there's nothing that I can announce. So.
Well, I mean, it gives us a little bit of anticipation. We'll be looking forward to whatever.
Yeah, it'll be some cool stuff. 20 years doesn't happen.
I want to
very
touch
often.
real briefly on the current album that you guys have. I know one of my favorite songs is Safe Space. Not Safe Space. Safe
House.
Safe House. I'm sorry. I like the aggressive stuff. That's just my thing,
sure.
and that's how I started following you guys. That real kind of deliberate, aggressive feel that you guys have in so much of your music, especially what really turned me on. Let's see, in the 2008 album. That's probably. What's the song that you guys had that got real popular off of there?
On Overcome, it was 2 weeks was our big single.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, that was when I first heard of you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Sirius XM or wherever I heard it. I was like, who are these guys? And it wasn't, I mean, you guys had albums out before that. I was kind of embarrassed that I hadn't heard about you guys.
Yeah.
And in fact, I went back and bought some of your other albums, but that's the one where I was turned on to you guys. So, I mean, I enjoy that, but what's the one? A buddy of mine is a guitarist and a country band. And I saw him post on his social media Thunder Rolls.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, the Garth Brooks cover. Yeah.
He I didn't know y'all actually put a video out for it.
Yeah,
He posted the video on Facebook. He's like, dude, he said, I usually don't like remakes, and this guy's not a metalhead.
Yeah.
He said, I usually don't like remakes, and he said, he's a big Garth Brooks fan. So he said, when I saw this, I was like, somebody's gonna butcher it. And he actually gave it a thumbs up. He's like,
awesome,
dude, this
man.
is freaking awesome.
That's great.
So that's cool. I mean, it's some cool crossover stuff you guys did.
Yeah.
And that's got to be risky.
It is, especially when you're doing something. When you're doing something that is a different style of music, it can be risky. It can be one of those things where, sometimes it just doesn't fly with the fans or with the people listening.
Well, it's a classic too.
Yeah.
It's not like you're butchering something. You're running the risk of butchering a B-side or something like that. I mean,
exactly.
You guys are taking one of his biggest hits.
Yeah.
Taking a chance. That's reach, man. That's tough.
Yeah. So we were really happy with the way it came out. We thought the song itself is a great song.
Yep.
So my opinion on songs and it doesn't matter really what genre they are if they're a great song.
That's right. That's right.
Because the genre's like, you know, the genre's the flavor of it.
Yeah.
The actual song itself will work as a country song or as a heavy metal song or as an R&B song if it's a really good song. It's like, if your meat and potatoes are good, then your stew's going to be good. If you got garbage meat and potatoes, you can put all the seasoning on it you want, and it's.
No, y'all did a good job. I was impressed with it.
Thank you.
Kudos on that, man, and all the music. I mean, you guys, just being a metalhead, it's easy for me to like some music out there just because it's got a heavy guitar in it, and you guys actually have a little bit different sound, and I've always liked that. I've liked it about y'all. Again, the energy is important to me because so much music does sound alike today.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, kudos to that. Your vocals are a little bit different too. I mean, it's a different. There's so many bands out there that have that same, and I'm a fan of Breaking Benjamin, but they have that same Breaking Benjamin style of vocals, and I like the way you can have a melody in it and still be a little aggressive. That's cool.
I do.
Cool.
I like to have a bunch of different kind of stuff. You know, it's like I listen to a lot of different stuff, and I've listened to a lot of different stuff at different times in my life. So there's certain times where, you know, I listen to, and this is back in the day when I was writing guitar and in a band called Shadows Fall. I used to listen to a ton of like Sarah McLachlan, Tori Amos, Fiona Apple, Tidal, that record had just come out, and I listened to that record or that CD until, you know, and even though I was writing really heavy stuff, the stuff that I listened to was, you know, basically the stuff that you'd find at the Lilith Fair, you know? And so for me, I've always liked a lot of different kinds of music, and I just think it's a lot of fun and really cool to be able to write different kinds of songs and have them be a collection on the same record and be like, you know what, this kind of really encompasses us as the stuff that we like as a band.
Yeah.
All the different stuff that all of the people in the band like is kind of represented here, you know.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, it's a cool touch. I mean, it shows in the music, honestly. It really does, because it is versatile. One last thing, since we are at SHOT Show. What's your favorite gun? Handgun and rifle. I gotta know. What's your favorite handgun and rifle?
I carry a Glock 19 that actually your boy from Blown Deadline did the paint job on originally. And I have an SBR that I really like that I built myself. It's got an AAC lower, Viltor upper, Noveski, NSR, and it's key mod, and now you look at Magpul's booth and everything's M-Lock. I'm like, you bastards.
I know, man.
Now I'm gonna end up buying 4 different rails and shit. So, but yeah, my AR and my Glock are my 2 go-tos. You can actually, if you want, if you guys are interested, you can go to my YouTube page. It's youtube.com/filltheremains, and I've got a couple videos where I kind of run down what I carry and run down my how I set my AR up and stuff.
We'll put it in the description later on after the live feed finishes. We'll put that down there so you can go take a look at it. Phil, I appreciate you coming out, man.
Thank
it's
you,
really
man.
Cool.
I appreciate
Again,
it.
I'm a fan of yours, so it's cool for me to have you on here. But I mean, I've always had a lot of admiration for you being in the industry you're in and still sticking to your guns. No pun intended.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I think that principles are important.
Absolutely.
You know, so.
Look forward to seeing what you guys do in 2018 for the 20th anniversary. I think that's really cool. Looking for something special for you guys, and hopefully we catch you guys. We are down in the Lake Charles, Louisiana area, so get a little south down there if you can. You know,
Shreveport area? How far?
No, Lake Charles. We're probably right between Houston and Baton Rouge. We're right in between on Interstate 10 right there.
All right then.
So come check us out, man.
All right, man.
Phil,
cheers.
Thank you a lot, buddy.
Thank you very much. Cool.
An hour to walk from downstairs to here. I like guys. I'm not an asshole. I can't say. I'm sorry.
That's why I wanted you to be here, man.
But we get it because I got to do a commercial with Athlon Outdoors at 5. I got to catch a car and drive. But thank you.
We're gonna roll
Thank
fast,
you. And
man.
right after, hey, just so if I don't say, I love you, man. No. I got to do mine right after yours. I got to get going. But
Are we going to dinner tonight, right?
I'm gonna. I got reservations for 5 at a sushi place at 8:30. So it's up to you guys. Okay. All right.
All right, guys. Guys, we got Kris, Tanto, Paronto here, and
What am I looking at? Right here?
right here.
Right
We're
here.
looking at. Yeah, this is some new camera stuff, man.
Yes.
For live streaming and all
So
that. Really cool.
You had the hot guy Phil. Yeah, Phil Labonte, the smoking hot model lead singer for All That Remains. And now you got
now
the
you.
now you got the ugly
What a
face.
disappointment.
I know.
I'm sure the people out there are not disappointed at this,
No,
Kris.
dude, well, thank you. I think.
Chris, yeah, they're definitely not disappointed. I can assure you that. But we're excited, man. We like to have people on here that we have a lot of similarities with. And
Of course.
we feel like we align ourselves, like Phil.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of guys out there that like the stuff that we like and like the way we live our lives and all that. And you have a whole lot different path that not many of us can relate to.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, you've done some cool stuff, and unfortunately, you've done some things that I feel like I almost have to apologize for you to have to deal with.
No.
Because
You didn't.
the stuff that you've done, and
No.
we're talking about the Benghazi stuff. We're not going to get all into that. Everybody knows your bio on that, but again, I feel like as an American that's proud of my country, I feel like we let you guys down. That's important to me to tell you that.
Well, and that's just there's still good people in this country that actually care about this country and are willing to put others before themselves, where most people in DC aren't.
Absolutely.
But that's DC.
That's
and I
right.
think we're finally figuring that out, that we're able to get DC in itself and see this is a terrible place, lacks integrity, but the rest of the country doesn't.
Yep.
And that makes me proud. And me being a public speaker, speaking everywhere in the country, I'm telling people out there, there's hope, because I see the changes, and I've been able to see in the last 3 years just because I'm immersed.
But
in
you
it.
nailed it. You got to get out of Washington D.C. to see
Yeah,
that.
yes.
You're not going to find it there.
No, you don't. And,
so
and DC people are offended. I'm sorry. Change yourself, son. Fix yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's on them, not you.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to talk about some of the things you got going on, because I know, and look, guys, Kris has a lot going on. He's not going to be able to spend a ton of time with us, so we're going to talk about some of the things that I know you want to talk about.
Yeah.
We ran into you down at the Maxim Defense booth. You got some cool stuff that you're doing down there. The
Yeah.
toolbox gun is what I'm calling it. What's going on with that?
Well, the toolbox, Tanto's toolbox.
Okay.
One thing I learned the last 3 years, which it can get cheesy, and it's always cheesy for me, marketing. It is
Branding,
marketing.
brother.
And you got to brand it.
That's right.
And that was one thing that I was told, and I learned. I'm going to take this off. That I learned. Oh, no, I'm not going to take it off because the mic's on there.
We put on the chain.
Yeah, here. Can you put on the chain?
Yeah.
But one thing, you have something.
Pull that off first.
We're good. That over the last, last 3 years, and this was told even, and I'll be honest, the people that did our book, the agents, we may have had different political opinions, but they did take care of us.
Right.
They were people of their words, and I had one. His name was Richard Abate, and fantastic, still friends. We may have different opinions, political opinions, but he said, if you want to make this go, the book's only going to go so far, the movie's only going to go so far. And he says, you have a good story, your charisma,
right.
You got to brand Tanto. I'm like, that's right. Because you don't want to do that.
That's right.
Come on, you don't get in this job to brand yourself. You don't do the things you do to go. But it just is kind of morphed within itself. And I listen to him, and I listen to other people around me that know more than me. And with the Tanto's toolbox, it was like, well, it works. It's something different. Yeah. Because there's foundation guns out there. There's tons of them.
That's right.
But just like that's why we're at the SHOT Show. What's a little different? That's what
you got to have your niche.
Yep. And working with Maxim Defense, Mike Winfield over there. I got in with them when they had their first CQB buttstock.
Oh wow.
First one.
Great buttstock.
Great buttstock. And the boom came on, and they have a great muckworks department, and we're like, we need to start doing an entire system.
Yeah.
So basically, the Tanto's toolbox, it's not a full Maxim Defense system. That will be coming.
Okay.
That's coming.
Gotcha.
But it's where we could do, let's start putting more aspects. Now it's their own rail system. Now we got the PDW buttstock on it, because it is a PDW. And now we also have some good, it's a DRD lower and a DRD upper, but it was the first starting of getting into a full Maxim system. But it also helps foundations and helps my foundation. 14hours.org, and or the 14th Hour Foundation.
Right.
And that foundation within itself, after speaking for so many last 3 years, being a speaker, speaking amongst other foundations, helping support them, it helps all the services, contractors, first responders, EMTs, all the military, and I also help other foundations. We're supposed to be a team, right?
Yeah.
Now there's great foundations out there. They're fantastic, but a lot of them help just particular units or particular genres or particular branches of service where it's like, hey, let's do everything.
Yeah.
And then I'll help your foundations out as well. And that's where it came from. And Mike was the one that was willing to say, well, look, why don't we do a gun and those proceeds of that gun go to the foundation. And
That's
I'd already
cool.
been with Mike, and he makes a great product, and I'm going to be with him forever because he is a man of his word, and that was huge as well.
Absolutely.
So that's what the Tanto's Toolbox is in a Tanto nutshell, which lasts about 30 minutes.
No, that's perfect. Actually, I mean, you told me everything I needed to know. Where can we find it?
MaximumDefense.com, or you can go on my website,
Okay.
KrisTanoParonto.com, or you can go on the 14hours.org. Don't go to 14th hour because you'll get Lancome, the makeup.
Okay.
Unless you want to buy makeup. If you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
buy makeup,
You
yeah,
have
go
an
ahead.
option.
You know, Boone does. I mean, that he does blush.
Right.
But 14hours.org, and you can find it there. But MaximumDefense.com and
Okay.
KrisTanoParonto.com.
Well, we'll take the links. We'll post all this, and we'll put the
Thank
proper
you.
links in there.
Thank
We'll
you
make sure
very
they go to
much.
the right place. I know that there's some other things you work on right now. I know
Yeah,
the
we have the Battle Line.
Tactical. That's what I want to talk
Battle
about.
Line Tactical. That's with me and Boone, Dave Benton, the
Okay.
sniper that was with me up there. He was a former Marine, and he was also in law enforcement before he started contracting. Well, him and I have been instructors for many years. Benghazi wasn't our first rodeo. We'd been doing quite a bit of stuff before that, about 18 years or stuff. And
I mean, that was private work, right?
that was private. That
Yeah,
was
I mean, you
that
weren't
wasn't
even-
our military service,
Right.
and we've been doing 10 years of private work before that happened.
Yeah.
And him and I also were instructors in between contracts.
Okay.
So we would come in our time during our downtime or our off time from a deployment, and
Gotcha.
I'd go back to Blackwater, and I was the which is the OGA program, lead instructor, firearm tactics instructor. He'd go back to asymmetric warfare and train, or we meet up at Blackwater, or we meet up at some of the other training sites that I can't name, and we'd be instructors for it. And then I also was doing contract work where I was instructing local nationals in Afghanistan, Peru, and so bottom line is, long story short, we have a lot of tactical and protective operations experience, and and we were instructors for it for 10 years, and when all this happened, we kind of got away from that, or I did. And he kind of reminded me after 3 years, he goes, "You don't look right. We need to get you back to what you like doing." And he talked me into it, and like, well, instead of going and working for somebody else, like, well, why don't we do it ourselves?
Yeah, that's right.
You got the name brand, you got it
That's
out
right.
there. We are instructors. We are certified instructors. We've instructed all around the world for many years. We do everything, and we are very personable. And if anybody that comes to our classes, they will see the dichotomy between Boone and Tanto that you see in 13 hours. It's exactly the same.
Really?
I am the goofy jackass, dumb, smart mouth, and he is empirically sound, even keel. But he is the whole of Tanto.
Now, he's here too, right?
Yeah, he's down in Maxim, but he
Okay.
reps Maxim as well.
I got you.
Maxim Defense too. So it's funny, people saying like, you guys, you don't look like the guys in the movie, and we don't. I don't look nothing like Pablo Schreiber. He's uglier than me. He's bigger than me, but he's uglier. Pablo's awesome. But the personalities, and that says a lot for Michael Bay in the movie, that the personalities are exact.
Yeah.
And it works, because we come off as instructors that we even do different ways of doing things.
Okay.
Boone does this different, I do this different, it works. You can learn different ways, but hey,
absolutely.
as long as it works, we're not going to try to change it. There's not only the only way, one way, it's whatever way works.
The Ranger way, right?
There's the range. It is the Ranger way, and well done.
Yeah,
Well done.
yeah.
But it is well done. But that's what Battle Line is. It's Boone and I, and we do any sort of course from basic pistols to vehicle defense course, teaching you how to shoot in and out of vehicles.
Not to cut you off, but the uniqueness of what I was reading about the Battle Line was you guys are touring.
Yeah,
It's not like you have a facility where people are coming to. You're going to them.
It was and that we kind of got that from the MTT teams when we used to the mobile training teams when you're doing government contractors.
Okay.
You're doing MTT, and we didn't have a home range. We do now. We actually have 3 home ranges, and we're getting more home ranges all the time. To say that we have 1 home range, no, we have 88 Tactical in Tacoma, Nebraska. That's local for me. I'm Omaha.
Okay.
We have Big 3 East in DeLand, which is outside Daytona. He's in Florida. And then actually we did a training outside of Sherman, Texas with Larry the Black Bearded Cowboy. Nice. Us down and at Whitesboro, Texas, and we had 29 people showed up for a concealed defensive carry course.
Okay.
And we can do that because there's 2 instructors, so we have that ability. But he's like, hey, you guys were great. Can we make this one of your home ranges?
Right.
So that's a home range now. It may not be in Omaha or Florida. What that does is it allows us to come and train without having to go through all the talking to the range. What's the safety?
Right.
Hey, here's your range.
That's right.
Run with it. And so but we do travel. We're going to do some more training in Pennsylvania in a month. Got to do stuff in Grand Junction, Colorado in a while.
Okay.
So and it's on the Battle Line Facebook page. We don't have the website up because I've been procrastinating getting my bio done.
Okay.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
But people can find out on the Battle Line Facebook page of the different areas we're going to be, and they're open enrollment. Well,
Okay.
the majority of them are open enrollment. There are
Okay,
some
good.
private stuff, but the majority are just open courses. come have fun. We enjoy it.
I want to ask you a gun question because a lot of our folks out there
Yeah.
are average guys. Okay, we know what rifle you're going to say, so I'm not even going to ask you about rifles. Okay, you know maximum defense is.
I'm gonna run that. I'm running that out every time.
What's your go-to handgun if something goes bump in the night? What do
You
you
know,
got?
and it's simple, and you know they don't need any more media than they already get, or any more press. But
Right.
it's Glock.
A Glock, yeah.
I mean, it's simple.
It works.
It comes out Glock 19. I like the 17. My little build, and I'm still a runner, very avid runner. So you get your IT band, your stuff gets stiff.
Mm-hmm.
The 19, because it's shorter than the 17,
Right.
it's more comfortable for everyday carry. 17, I would love to carry that every day because it is. You get more
Right.
you know, more bang
More
for your
ammo.
buck, or getting a 45. You know, get one of the. And I don't carry a 45, so I don't know what the Glock 45 is, but they're
21 maybe.
I think it's 21, and I do have a Glock 22, the 40. They're not comfortable.
Right.
So you do sacrifice power. You do sacrifice the amount of bullets you can carry, the ammo capacity. I sacrifice for comfortability, but I make that up with training and being more effective with the shots, and also mindset. You got to have the mindset. You know, I'm not saying I could be surprised and a 12-year-old could get me in the
I
alley
agree.
and it could happen.
Yeah.
But you know, I've been through enough that I kind of know how to handle myself a few times. I'm not saying I'm every time, but I would hope I would be able to handle myself in a stressful situation. I've been tested a couple times. I came okay.
A little bit for 13 hours, right?
Yeah, that was one of those times.
Well, look, man, again, I appreciate your service to the country and the
Yeah.
things you did. And again, you know, as an American, there's a lot of us that really felt bad about what went down. And
Well,
we like the fact that you guys came through that and all you
Appreciate
did
it.
over there.
Just everybody else stay strong, do the right thing, even if
Yeah.
we sacrificed our careers to do the right thing, and if that helps everybody else do the right thing, it doesn't matter what's going to happen to you. If you do the right thing, you're always going to come out on top. And
Right.
I hope this kind of shows people that it can happen.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited about Tanto's Toolbox.
Yes,
we're gonna
sir.
definitely post the links. People can go to that.
Thank you.
And Battle Line Tactical, we're excited about that too. Hopefully we can cross paths as you guys are going across the country.
Yes.
And we can come out and catch up with you. And I'm going to try to
And
do
thanks
that.
for letting me be so late.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
you guys
Chris.
are awesome.
No,
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
you, brother.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right, take care,
God
man.
bless you, brother. Hey, when this drop, did it screw the? Oh, cool.